Last year, the most dangerous economic variable coming out of Washington was the Federal Reserve. How high they would raise interest rates, how fast, how long they would stay high, whether or not we needed a deep economic recession to overcome inflation. This year is very different. The biggest danger now comes not from the Federal Reserve, but from the debt limit and resistance from the new House Republican majority to raising it before a potential government default later this year. Now, we've lived through a crisis like this before, as I well remember from having covered it closely. Before it was over, markets had been severely rattled, and the United States debt had suffered the first ever downgrade in its credit rating. This year, it's a riskier situation, and the reason is that this new House Republican majority is more populist. It cares less about the concerns of American business, and the new Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, has a very shaky grip on his job. Now, the House has not specified its demands from the administration, but it's very clear they're not going to be acceptable to President Biden and congressional Democrats. Even former President Trump himself has denounced the most aggressive and politically risky calls for cuts in the popular Medicare and Social Security programs. There are options that people in both parties have discussed for getting around the debt limit. One is simply prioritizing some bills, paying some, not others. A second is for the Treasury to mint a so-called $1 trillion platinum coin. A third is to simply have the administration ignore the debt limit as unconstitutional. But all of them are highly politically risky. The White House and senators in both parties are counting on House Republicans eventually to back down in the face of economic pressure. It's happened before, could happen again, but it's going to be a rocky few months for Washington and for the economy.